Barbashev for Eichel. Eichel turns and looks. It's Hanifin. Hanifin pumps, finds a man in the slot, and they score! It's Ivan Barbashev into the corner. Turned over, and it's Barbashev leading the charge. Eichel, he got it to him. Here's Jack Eichel across, and they score again! It's Mark Stone. Here's Barbashev to Eichel. Eichel had it. Goal off his stick, but Whitecloud shoots and scores! Either way, it's a penalty and a double minor. Eichel scores! Just 5 seconds into a 4-minute power play. Not a lot of injuries for Vegas to deal with, but they do not have William Karlsson. Unsure of the timetable for his return as Barbashev steps around Girard on the backhand, scores! What a goal from Ivan Barbashev! He got buried right into Adin Hill. McNabb's trying to drag him off the goaltender. Meanwhile, with an empty net on the other way, Howden puts it away.
Been playing from behind their first couple of games. And down 2-0 in Seattle. Scored 3 goals in a minute 55 to win. Barbashev up ice. Eichel cutting and scores! Trangelo has it. Eichel has room. With Stone and Barbashev on the rush. Eichel looking, trying to move it off to Stone. Barbashev scores! Pietrangelo walks it to his left, drops it back to Pearson. A wrist shot blocked. That dropped Parayko. Loose puck, Schwint, drive, and a save Binnington. Theodore with a drive, and he scores!
Brian Rust to the far side, and that one picked up, and with speed, it's Marner slowed up. He's in, he scores! What a dash by Mitch Marner!
Colasar's backhand block, Pietrangelo forcing the issue. Loose puck, Colasar, Pietrangelo, save Reimer, rebound, score! Red Howden on a follow-up! Well, Lunderson was out there without a stick. Leeson can't get it out. Eichel walking in. Stone looking to center and score! Tomas Hertl buries it! Regains control for Anaheim. Colasar with a steal on Leno. Colasar looking to center it. Dorofeev scores!
Zibanejad won the draw. They score! Riley Smith with his first as a New York Ranger.
Barbashev through center with Eichel coming on the rush. Pass in the middle, right back to Barbashev. Stone, backdoor, Eichel, open net, scores! Jack Eichel trying to start a Golden Knights comeback. The opportunity was right. They'd like to try to get back to Tampa. They accommodated his request. Braden McNabb open, looking, shot, score! Theodore keeps it in. And Eichel holding it. Theodore out high, Dorofeev a drive, and he scores! Pavel Dorofeev let it rip. And Barbashev the center. Theodore gains the Tampa Bay line. Theodore trying to move it towards the net. Takes it to behind the cage and centered it. And Barbashev scores! Lundell ran into his own man in Luostarinen. That allows Watt to feed Pearson. Pearson looking in front. Adam Boqvist blocked it. Second effort put towards the net. Score! Keegan Colasar may have got a piece of that. At his first point in the league on Thursday. Howden with a steal, busting in. Backhand score! Brett Howden on the steal!
Dropped it off to Justin Barron. Here comes Lane Hudson. Oh, take it away. Great play. Riley Smith in. Scores! What an effort by Riley Smith!
Picked up by Thomas. He rolls out high. Now Thomas shoots at rebound. They score! Saad, point number 500 in his career. A milestone, and the Blues have taken a 1-0 lead. Dump it in wide of the goal. Good stick there by Hellebuck. Suter comes in with Kyrou. And then Robert Thomas grabs at the Kyrou. Give and go, rebound. They score! Saad gets a second tonight.
Down low, Stone looking in front. Nice sliding stop by Gavrikov. And score, Vegas! Jamming in a loose puck. And now power play opportunity number 2 for Vegas. Hanifin at the blue line. Tip, score! Tomas Hertl again! May have hit off Stone after it hit Hertl. Big hit at center by Joel Edmondson. Former Cup winner himself. Shot from high up top, and score! Hanifin for Vegas, off the skate. Dorofeev plays it over to Pietrangelo, hits a body, Hertl, score! And hits a body and goes over to the corner. Pietrangelo down low. Stone in front. Score! Barbashev!
Eichel looking in front, puts it on goal. Allmark with a pad on it. Hanifin, Pietrangelo along. Wrist shot, score! Ivan Barbashev on the deflection. Drifting to the boards. Down to the final dozen seconds on the power play for Vegas. Eichel holding, down low, Stone, Hurdle scores! And Pearson starts it out with Kolesar and Howden on the move. Pearson looking, Kolesar scores! Batherson, Giroux stripped by Pietrangelo. Up ahead to Stone. Eichel to Barbashev. There's an open net. Barbashev scores! Off the face-off. Mark Stone out top. Eichel with a drive and he scores! Right off the draw! Jack Eichel short side. In the regular season in 31 meetings. January of 2019 and November of 2022. How did they put it on net and he scores on a bang-bang play? Flips it all the way down. Vanacek out to play it. Carlson got there. Vanacek's way out of the net. Carlson looking, scores! On that backside. Stone. Out high Theodore. Dorofeev scores! They worked it around. Eichel gains the line. Driving in wide behind the net. Stone with a chance. Score! Hurdle on the move with Howden and Dorofeev. Hurdle to Howden to Dorofeev holding. Now Dorofeev center net and Howden scores. Hanley dishing it off. And Pahal snaps it out. Gave it to Eichel. Into the Calgary zone. Drops it for Stone and he scores!
They did. Comeback win against Utah.
Schwint feeds it in front. Kolesar scores on the deflection. Waugh with a steal. Right back he comes. Waugh looking to Kolesar and he scores!
Stone back out for Eichel. Now Theodore for Stone. Cross-ice pass. Dorofeev scores! Great to see him back on the ice here in the third period. Following a hit from Anderson late in the second. Here's Dorofeev, scored the Las Vegas goal. And with a backhand shot, he scores!
Oh my! Lead feed and Matthews away. Fumbles the puck just inside the line. Looks like he might have had another lane to the net there on that left flank. Bennington knocked it down and loose in front. And Mitch Marner has broken the ice and snapped an 8-game goalless drought.
Picking up on the play is Colton Sissons. 1:25 to go in the period. LaRue to the point. Delgado! Score! It was tipped in front. Colton Sissons!
Players will get a lot of juice, a lot of jump from that atmosphere. They haven't had it in a while.
Howden keeps it in right on the line. Down low, Hurdle. Back door to Dorofeev and he scores! Right back down the boards it goes. Time ticking away. Pietrangelo. Now Schwint. Kolesar puts it towards the net. Score! Did they beat the clock? Yes! Noah Hanifin chipped it in. 17-3. Goals for in favor of the VGK. Carlson up ice on the feet from Hanifin. A backhand and he scores! Stone to Hanifin and now Howden cutting in. Cuts out in front of backhand and he scores! What a move by Brett Howden for the overtime winner!
And Bouchard will be looking to get paid.
Yep. Theodore feeds it. Eichel has a step to the net. On the forehand, he scores! Nice patience by Jack Eichel to Hanifin out high. Eichel again, backdoor Carlson looking. Hanifin, wrist shot, score! And Holtz will snap it in. 1 minute to go in the third period. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Out high, Hanifin, open, and he scores! Noah Hanifin buries it! Puck up the wall for Barbashev. Here's Eichel. He has Stone up front. Stone's got an open net in front of him, and he scores!
Back to Marner. Marner drops it back to Nylander, moving in, taking the shot away, bouncing, puck, rebound, score! Oh, Mitch Marner, power play goal, and now it's unstoppable.
Eichel gains the line. The Golden Knights have scored a power play goal in 9 of their 13 games this year. Waugh centered it, score! Emil Dorothea buries that one.
23 power play points last year. Kicked it back to Caulfield. Broken up. Here's a break. 2-on-1. Marner across. Can't hit too deep. Marner scores. And they do have their first shorthanded goal of the year.
To Lucas Raymond. The breaking shot blocked by Trouba. Cleared aside by Riley Smith. Shoots for the empty net and scores! How about that?
Forsberg. Sandwich there between Rantanen and Taves. Josi keeps the puck in. Advances. Backdoor feed. Score! Colton Sissons ties it up.
Eichel through center. Eichel with Holtz. Eichel trying to feed it. Still has a shot. Score! But the home record for consecutive wins will remain at 8. Holtz centers it. Score! Barbashev backdoor.
Draw for Tavares. Leafs do not have a 6-on-4 goal this year. Here's Riley off the faceoff. Win across. Scores! Game tied. Mitch Marner.
He lets it rip. Save. Dostal. He stopped Hurdle on the rebound. Now Dorothea works it off for Theodore, and around the horn, Eichel a wrist shot on save. Dostal, rebound, score! Tomas Hurdle buries it. By Minchikov. Barbashev bearing down on Dumoulin.
Now this is where the Golden Knights play the game.
Dorothea in front, save, rebound, score!
Get pucks in deep, get shots on net, and get bodies to the front of the net, and then create off that. You can see early on, that's exactly what they're doing.
He said to us, what a concept, huh? They score! Brandon Saad found it in the slot and moved ahead for Dylan Holloway. With Shen in support, here's Holloway dragging and shooting. Loose in front, they score! Brandon Saad on the doorstep.
Wheels it out high to Hanifin. Eichel with some space across. Waugh in the middle of Hurdle, he scores! Tomas Hurdle on the backhand. Theodore to Eichel. Carlson down low, trying to feed it out in front, and Hurdle scores! His second of the game! As Schwint gains the line, that Aiden Hill by far their best player to keep giving them a chance. Tip score! It's Carlson! Korzak fed it to the net! Three centers out there for Vegas. Eichel, Carlson, and Hurdle. Loose puck went by Sergachev. Carlson has an open net, and he tucks it home.
And now Draisaitl turns it in, past Tavares. That's broken up. Back the other way. 2-on-1. Marner and Tavares. Bouchard back. Marner scores! Game winner. Mitch Marner, his 200th NHL goal.
Outlet pass on the money to Brett Howden. Leaves it for Pearson. Charging down the wing. Pass hit Howden. Pietrangelo shoots it wide. And Howden scores! Waugh along the wing. Feeds it off. Eichel walking in a little bit. His shot. Block. Loose puck. Score! Now Theodore down to Eichel. Drifting back up. Pulls up. Cross to Barbashev and a big save all mark. In front. Eichel scores! Hanifin. Lead pass on the money to Barbashev. Cutting his way and drops it off. Shot. Score! Brett Howden maintained his poise and the puck. Carlson into the Ottawa zone with Dorothea to the net. On the forehand, he scores! Emil Dorothea with his. Takes a shot from Kolasar. Hurdle works it on top. Theodore to McNabb. Waiting. Feeds it backdoor. Hurdle scores! The NHL was still the dream for him, but he was focused more on the process day to day. Barbashev has Eichel. Back to Barbashev. Score! Shots are 23-9 for the Golden Knights. Kolasar, Hanifin to the point, works it in the middle of Whitecloud, wrist shot, glove down by Montembeault, score! Kolasar tucks it home! Matheson, her lead pass, Caulfield, Hudson, lost it, Theodore the other way, Barbashev has Eichel coming, Barbashev to Eichel, score!
Picked up by Tavares.
Long lead pass to Marner, in behind the defense. Marner in, shoots, scores! Mitch Marner ties it up!
Marner slides that back. Tavares back to William Nylander. Slumps it back in front. Tip wide by Minton. Score! Marner banks it in.
Kind of shot it back into Montembeault. He said, I don't even know if it was on net, but it went in.
There's Eichel on top of the wrist shot, and he scores! Eichel on the move with Barbashev. Eichel closing in. Eichel with a shot. Blocked. Second chance, and Barbashev scores! Eichel stayed with it. And see if they can close it within one. Right off the draw. Dorofeev scores! He let it rip from the right side. 5 seconds into the power play.
Here's Sanderson looking through traffic off the goaltender. Wolf out of the corner. All the way back for Jake Sanderson. A slap pass. Rolls around. They score! Paul Reinhardt out in front.
Stick that.
In front, Marner. Bobrovsky down. Scores! Mitch Marner, power play goal. And Nikita Grabenkin with an assist.
Nice pass there by Eichel to Pietrangelo, the D-man jumping in.
Pietrangelo for Barbashev. Back across for Dorofeev. He shoots. He scores.
Shovels it around the boards for Barron. Gave it away to Howden. Howden on the move, trying to get a step on Stanley. He did. Howden to the net. Scores! Golden Knights on the move with 20 seconds left. Barbashev to Eichel. Eichel feeds it. Dorofeev, a chance. Save. Rebound. Score! It's Ivan Barbashev. With Barbashev, his pass blocked. Eichel feeds it. Barbashev, a chance, and he scores! Ivan Barbashev, second of the game. Golden Knights have outshot the Jets 5-1 since the Pionk tying goal. Here's Carlson, has been all around it tonight. Centered score! And it's Howland!
Draisaitl onto the ice. Tried to drop it for Bouchard. 2-on-1. Barbashev with Eichel. Barbashev had it knocked down. They score!
Well, it's announced today, hip surgery. Out 4 to 6 months. A big part of that team. Hayes wrist shot, kicked out, rebound, score! William Karlsson on the doorstep. The Golden Knights have gone 7-4-2 without him. Here's Eichel on the move with Olofsson. Eichel closing in. Olofsson with a chance, and it's blocked. Second bid score! Shea Theodore on the follow-up. Killorn had a jump off his stick. Hurdle trying to jam it out. Eichel has it at center. He'll dish it off. Theodore for the empty net, and he scores!
And able to stay with it was Grzelcyk momentarily. Riley Smith has Kreider with him. Smith, curl, drag, shot, stop, rebound, score! Riley Smith!
Stone to Eichel, and around to Theodore. Two-man advantage for the Golden Knights. Theodore, Stone, in the middle of Hurdle, and he scores! Theodore. Eichel down low, Stone trying to cut in front, kicked out by Ottinger. Eichel attempts and he scores!
Couple of looks by Leaf defenseman Riley from the same spot earlier. Ekman Larsson plays it, scores from the seat of his pants. Mitch Marner.
Push everybody back, take a shot, wide on the stick side of Grubauer. Miller's shot. They score! It leaks through Grubauer. Riley Smith jumps on it.
And Carrick able to out-muscle Bowen Byram for the puck. Carrick for Fox. Adam Fox with a shot that was blocked by Byram, and it backed in! Riley Smith put it off a saber and into the open.
Now Stanley gets it back. Connor pressured by Theodore to keep it alive. Kolasar shot, score! King and Kolasar short side. Nemestikov is going to the bench. Theodore takes it away. Theodore walking in. Off to Barbashev, and he scores! Ivan Barbashev, the overtime winner. Eichel driving down the wing. He'll roll to the wall. Hanifin out top, throws it towards the net, score! We're down to 35 seconds to go on the power play. Skinner gave it away. The Golden Knights score. Brett Howden. Pass intercepted by Stone. On the move with Eichel through center. And Howden joining the rush along with Theodore. Pass to Theodore. Shot. Score!
Loose puck to William Karlsson. And a turn away on the wall from Suter. Fights his way down low. Put it on net. Side rebound. Score! 1 minute to go in the third. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Hanifin up ahead. Howden's got an open net in front of him, and he tucks it home.
Played back to the point, missed by Harley. And a break for Riley Smith. He moves it and shoots. He scores!
McNabb deep in his own end. He'll settle things and move it up ahead to Olofsson. A stretch pass, up ahead, Kolasar all alone, and he scores! Already up to 12 goals, his career high's 13. Trying to get him back in the scoring column.
Eichel in deep with a steal. Fades hard and score! Evans pressured by Hurdle. Kolasar set it a top score! William Karlsson on the redirect. Pietrangelo. Pearson. Hanifin, a little one-touch pass to Stone. Walking in. Dishing it to Hanifin, and he scores! And McCann. Watched by Eichel. Eichel works it loose. Howden has it. Stone with an open net to shoot out. And he scores! Gains the Anaheim zone. And Theodore lines it around the wall. Long wrist shot from Eichel towards the net, and Hurdle scores! Can a Gold Knights go the Fortress? Hurdle with a steal. Up ice comes William Karlsson. Trying to center it, and Kolasar scores!
Slaloms back, finds Myers. His shot knocked out in front. Marner hits. Rebound to Tavares. In front, scores. What a pass. John Tavares and Mitch Marner. Nylander back to the line for Tavares. 88 again. And Marner scores. Another great pass. Another Mitch Marner goal. For the Leafs, puts on the brakes, changes direction. Hands it off. Beckman Larson in front. Scores. It's a deflection goal and a hat trick for Mitch Marner.
Victor Olofsson will turn to that ice now with Eichel and Stone. Olofsson has Hanifin coming, walking right down the middle, and he scores! Noah Hanifin all alone down the slot. They caught him in the side of the face. Olofsson, wrist shot. Saved me by Georgiev. Stone to the rebound of Georgiev. Couldn't keep it out, and Stone scores. Never materializing much. I don't know if it's the break between periods, the fresh ice. Golden Knights have had two of them tonight. McNabb closing in, shot, score! 4-on-4 goal for McNabb to tie it. Stone and Eichel up ice. Eichel cutting in, trying to get to the net, and scores! Broken up by Haig.
Oh, good job by Haig coming over to Claude, take away space and make that play.
Howden gains the line. Dorofield cutting to the net, backhand, and he scores!
You know, Darren will probably talk about what he said with Ashley, but the response has been great. That's what I respect most.
And the Golden Knights, as you saw there, is Howden's empty net. Bennett, he scores! On the money to Howden. Howden has help coming. Pearson looking. Pietrangelo scores! Alex Pietrangelo, the trailer on the rush.
He was wide open in the slot. Kolasar skates it out into the Canadian zone. Hurdle cutting in. Hurdle towards the net, and Whitecloud scores! Pietrangelo winds it around the glass. Puck into the corner. Pearson to the forecheck. Howden cuts in front. Hanna for the chance. Score!
Nashville trying to keep it going. Play still alive in the offensive zone. Shea drive. Score!
Has 15, average 15. Here's a redirect right there by Sissons, and that one just beats.
Tippett drops it towards Konechny, but that didn't quite connect. And Eichel on the move. Cuts into the offensive zone. Eichel drifting, a backhand! Score! Mark Stone was in front. Montembeault looking to tie it. Dorofield, shot, score! That one finds the back of the net.
Now pressure by Ottawa, and it gets by Jensen on the point. Saad is in a race, gets there, in the clear, he scores! What a play by Saad! And now Thomas for Buchnevich. To the middle, for Saad, right and shoots, he scores! Another two-goal game for Saad, how about that? Who had the goal called back, almost scored there, and now the Blues, Saad with it. With Texier, Saad for the hat trick, he scores! Throw the hats for Saad!
It changes hands. Sissons with the breakout pass. Yossi now looks towards the cage. He's got Sissons. Sissons for the empty net. He scores. Colton Sissons will put this one away.
Takes it to the corner along the boards. Nyes and outlet to Marner. Swings wide. Has Nyes with him. And scores.
Howden on the coverage too. He'll lead the Golden Knights in transition with Kolasar. Kolasar drops it. Whitecloud the trailer. Throws it in front. Save. Rebound. Score! Tanner Laczynski. Hanifin starts it out. Pearson a little bit of room into the offensive zone. Eichel down the wing. It's a late penalty on Buffalo. Centering pass. Score! Stone on the feed from Eichel. Hanifin up ahead. Pearson charging down the wall. Off down to Eichel with room, and he scores!
Rangers again on their toes.
Stretch pass in ahead. Smith, backhand score! The lead is 3.
Theodore flings it to the wall to Carlson. Now Theodore, stretch pass, Stone posting up, able to get behind CC. Stone and alone, and he scores! Wedged out of the play, nicely by Victor Olofsson. Kolasar to loose puck. Howden looking. White Cloud's the trailer walking in. Headshot, and he scores! Now the Golden Knights, and here's Stone with a steal. He'll feed it. Hurdle for the empty netter, and he scores! But the work by Mark Stone to set it up. Golden Knights power play sponsored by Adam Cutner, where winning is everything. A tough call on Vinny Trocheck, but the Golden Knights will take it. Stone trying to jam it home. Score! Carlson, Theodore, open. Stone looking towards the net. Dorofeev, his shot, score! White Cloud looking. Wow, leaves it off for White Cloud. His shot, save, Gustafson, rebound, score! King and Kolasar with his 10th. Dorofeev feeds it off. Hurdle shot blocked by Middleton. Hurdle again, scores! Tomas Hurdle stayed with it. Hurdle broken up in the line by Boldy. Now Stone will feed it down to Hurdle. Stone with Dorofeev. Stone to Dorofeev, scores! Down by 4. The Predators have doubled the lead. Now Dorofeev scores! Set up at the bottom of the circle. Golden Knights power play sponsored by Adam Cutner, where winning is everything. Hurdle to Dorofeev, and he scores! That's 4 in 2 games for Pavel Dorofeev. Trangelo winding it up. Theodore, lead pass to Olofsson, trying to split the defense. Dorofeev scores! On the pass from Olofsson, it's the first career hat trick for Pavel Dorofeev. He has all 3 Vegas goals tonight.
Now the Rangers need a big penalty kill.
Yeah, they do. I mean, that 5-on-3 penalty kill. Whoa!
How about that?
That'll do it.
Riley Smith with a short-handed goal.
Lead pass intended for Blake, picked off by Olofsson. And the Golden Knights back the other way. Hurdle, Pietrangelo trying to thread the needle. Hurdle, a backhand, and he scores! Walks it a couple of steps towards the slot. Theodore with a wrist shot, score! Off the post and in for Shea Theodore on the power play.
Kind of finishing the plays now.
Shea Theodore at the controls. Hurdle stick handles his way through. Hurdle to the net, and he scores! Cross to Theodore. Long wrist shot, tap, score! It's Tomas Hurdle again!
Spectacular looking goal to tie it up against the Blackhawks. Predators won it in a shootout. Now McCarron thundering his way. Centers in. Score!
6 power play goals in their last 5 games after they had 5 in their previous 14. Dorofeev with a drive again. Save Binnington. Digging away. Hurdle scores!
Stanley Cup championship run, so we'll see if they can use that experience to their advantage and keep this slump as short as possible, guys.
All right, Ashley Theodore lets it rip. Blocked by Saad. Howden scores! And Eichel holding. Now Theodore around to Pietrangelo. Theodore to Eichel, the one-timer, scores! And a battle for possession. Eichel swings it out high to Theodore. Theodore looking. Dorofeev, a one-timer, and he scores!
Kucherov goes high off the glass in play. Hagel. Shot out by Marner. Bullseye!
Rangers hope for 1 on the power play in the game. Lafreniere with a long shot got through, and it's in! It looks like Riley Smith.
As the Golden Knights and Blues meet for the 2nd time this week, Cam Fowler. He'll feed it up the middle, blocked by Mark Stone. Stone trying to get to the net, he scores! On the elbow, Stone down low. Eichel, Stone again, backdoor to Dorofeev, and he scores! Looking to glove it out. Ball pumped him off the play. Loose puck, Pietrangelo feeds it up the middle. Now Hurdle with an open net to shoot at. and he scores!
He's got a wicked release, saved by Ottinger. Kind of handcuffed him a bit. Can't get it out. Stone dangles. Eichel scores! Hurdle's their best face-off guy. He's always been really good on the dot. And here they are right back in the zone. Hurdle, pass across, score! Shea Theodore. He has come as advertised. Barbashev with the big hit on Bishop. They've been going at it. Another post, score! Jack Eichel.
Just 17 seconds left. Panthers put 49 shots on net that night. Most the Golden Knights have allowed in the game this year. Drive on from McNabb, and he scores! And Holtz able to feed it to Eichel. Crossed on to Barbashev. On the wing, Eichel has a step to the net on the forehand, and he scores! Verhaeghe snaps it in, blocked by McNabb. He'll feed it out. Waugh has Hurdle with an open net in front of him, and Hurdle scores!
And that was blocked. He then hit Robertson in front of the net. Barbashev backhands in front, and there's the goal! And it won't be offside! There's Nicholas Hague, stick handling. Going away from Duchesne. Back behind that, comes to the front, one goal, and a score! There's a great face-off win by Colin Blackwell, but they still can't clear the zone. And so Vegas with the setup. Here's Eichel thinking about it, down low, side of the net, they score!
When he gets there, it'll be the 6th time in his career. Here is Hurdle, and a move it across. Hurdle looking, shot, score! And there is number 20!
Leafs 20-0-0 when leading after 2 this year. Here's Knies to Matthews, drop for Marner to the net, and scores!
With a team-high 10 power play goals. Hurdle right behind him with 9. Stone to Eichel. Walking in, wrist shot, score! In 12, his longest stretch as a member of the Golden Knights. No goals in 11 since returning from injury. Eichel with a wrist shot, and he scores! What a shot by Jack Eichel! Hague through center. And the move to Waugh, and back to Hague. Wrist shot, save made by Sorokin, rebound, score! And it's Brandon Saad on the backhand! His first with the Golden Knights! Barbashev's pass into the middle, and Theodore nor Olofsson could get there quite in time. Theodore long wrist shot, score! Now Luke Hughes swings it up the boards, but not out. Whitecloud across the line. Hanifin has room, walking in, wrist shot. Pad save, Allen, rebound, score! Jack Eichel tucks it in!
Nazar now has 4 goals on the season. Now trying to strike back is Cole Smith. Centers it over for Sissons. He ties the game!
Stone slips it out for Theodore. Off the stick of Zacha, got all the way through. Saad bumps it back for Theodore. A wrister, they score! Hanifin maneuvered in, final 40 seconds. Seam pass, Whitecloud tees it up. And Swayman, trying to locate it, is laying on it.
The best view of it is Swayman has it. He looks like he's got it. Oh, that's in. Open to the middle of the ice. One of the referees just came by and handed me another broken stick. It's like a lumber yard in here.
Here's a pass across. They score! Dorofeev from Theodore. Shea Theodore for Mark Stone. Back to Eichel. Eichel with it. Hurdle in the bumper spot. Eichel scanning. Hurdle turns. Scores!
He'll backhand it around. Eichel on the boards, finds Korczak out high. Wrist shot, tips Oblak, and a rebound score! And Ivan Barbashev slams it home! Brandon Saad at center, along with Brett Howden and Mark Stone to begin the period. Out high, Whitecloud, a wrist shot. Oblak, and a rebound score! Brandon Saad! Hurdle up ahead, Waugh with a little bit of room. Off to Howden with an open net. A rush shot, and he missed it. Kicks off the inboards to Hurdle, backhand, and he scores!
I talked to him at length, and it's a difficult situation for a young player.
Out high, McNabb, a wrist shot, and he scores! Brandon McNabb off the post and in! Whitecloud wristing it off the inboards. Howden has it on the wing. And now Hanifin rolling out high. His shot, tip, score! Mark Stone on the deflection down low.
The pucks are getting turned over on the power play. Riley
for Tavares.
There it is again.
Almost picked off there by Marchand. Now Marner moves in, shoots, scores! Mitch Marner, power play goal, and lost his goal stick. It's also broken. Now bouncing puck finds Marner, in alone. Mitch Marner winds in, scores! Mitch Marner, overtime winner!
Said Jones had the game winner in that second period. It was a period the Hawks had nothing. Golden Knights outshot him 17-3. Down low, Kolesar scores! On the feed from Howland. Olofsson with the new stick. Orloff. Back to Olofsson. Frangela with a one-timer, scores! Feeds it around the horn for Eichel. Drifting down a little deeper. Now feeds it in front, and Hurdle scores! Donato out with a steal. Dorofeev to the net, and he scores! And the round is on for the Golden Knights in the first period. Pass across, and Juan gets there, a step ahead of Donato. Back to Barbashev, open, and he hit the post. Loose puck, and Kolesar scores! His first career hat trick. Hanifin shot, turned away by Soderblom. Howden zips it down low, score! Tipped by Barbashev.
Face-off chipped ahead. A race for the puck. Sisson's going after it. Gets there! He scores!
2 power play goals against Chicago the other night. 2 for 3. Hanifin a wrist shot. Tip score! Tomas Hertl on the deflection. Ambidextrous. Said the word. That's a big.
Yeah, that's good
4 syllable. Thank you. Here's Hanifin. His shot score! Noah Hanifin let it rip from out top.
Leafs control, shot by McCabe was blocked.
That was Saad with the block.
Here's Saad playing in his 9th game with the Golden Knights. Stop, rebound, score!
And with the cap going up and, decisions to be made, I think it all depends on what happens in the playoffs.
Backhand shot, Howard! To the far side, back out for Hanifin. Eichel keeps one up, score! Hill outstanding, stopped all 16 Leaf shots. Score! Hanifin! 17 seconds in.
Pan out for a Stanley Cup.
And they had Barbashev was the big addition the year Vegas won here.
Now steal by Marner, shoots, scores!
Pittsburgh last year was his one and only shutout of the season. Here's Barbashev walking in. Headshot, and he scores! Erupted upstairs on Nedeljkovic. I think 2 for the Golden Knights, and they've talked about this too. Is first things first, win the Pacific. Saad's rush shot, and he scores! He went in the corner on. Gains a blue line, drop pass for Pearson. Stone in alone, scores! What a passing play, and Mark Stone finished it off.
For McCabe. Lindgren and Manson, the 2 defensemen, draw the assists on the goal. Here's Nyes for Marner, scores! Mitch Marner! Marner lofts it back in. McMahon trying to catch up to that. In behind the net, Bobby McMahon. Marner scores! Mitch Marner doubles down.
Long wrist shot blocked. Dorofeev and Anderson were both there on the slot. Hertl in deep, drags it out in front, and scores! For Eichel. Down the Stone again. And a feed, Hertl scores! Tomas Hertl fires it home. Saad with a drive, scores! From the slot, it broke off. Now Eichel holding. Down low, Stone. Back to Eichel on the elbow. Walks into the middle. Stone down low. Center it. Score! Tomas Hertl! Now Dorofeev. Golden Knights down 2, but trying to get halfway back into this. Eichel feeds it. Hanifin around Dorofeev. Lets it rip, and he scores! Stone with 12 seconds. Hanifin out top. Now Stone curling, feeds it, Hanifin a drive, and he scores! Noah Hanifin has tied it! Kings got 6 by him, equaling the most. He's allowed with the VGK. Saad jamming away, scores on the rebound! On the backhand! Fiev's going to start it out. He and Brandon Saad along with Tomas Hertl. Hertl into the zone, turns up. Feeds it across, wide open, and Hanifin, second, Dorofeev scores! It didn't take long this afternoon. Pietrangelo to Pearson with some speed. Drops it off for Barbashev. Back to Pearson, who centered it. Score! Brett Howden was on the doorstep. Hurdle with a steal. Has Dorofeev with him. And a shot blocked by Power. Second chance. And Hurdle scores! Slams the brakes on. Haig out high and around for Pietrangelo. Stone with a drive. Save Lukanen. Rebound score! And Jack Eichel puts it home to give the Golden Knights the lead in Buffalo with 2.5 minutes left. Turns along the wall. Lead on by Lohrei. Hanifin down low. Eichel off. Wrist shot score! Pavel Dorofeev! Pietrangelo across. Dorofeev with a chance and he scores! That might have hit Lauko. Golden Knights have numbers. Howden, Carlson, Smith. Howden scores! Well, Brandon Saad more and more comfortable in a Golden Knights uniform. Hanifin shot that from the point. Loose puck score! And it's Pavel Dorofeev on the backhand! And it knocked off his stick, and Eichel leads the Golden Knights through center with speed. Trying to get around Peak. Down low, he centered and score! Ivan Barbashev!
First time we've seen that matchup.
And Matthews to Marner scores! Right off the draw!
How's that going for you?
Cleared for full contact and is practicing with the club. Here's Eichel down low for Stone. And there's Hurdle in the bumper spot. He slams it home. Tomas Hurdle. Inside of 4 minutes left. First period, shot to the side of the net. Blocked before it hit Talbot. Vegas jumps on the loose change. Korczak got it across for McNabb. Lets it go and he scores! Looked like it was tipped to the side of the net. And Vegas gets to it. Eichel's so patient. Here's Hanifin now. Holds. Pietrangelo shot. Rebound. Score! Another minute 20. And everything runs through Eichel. Cross ice and cross crease and a score! Tomas Hurdle! Tarasenko's shot to traffic is blocked. Shoveled ahead for Eichel with the empty net. He's 1-on-3. Eichel backhands one home! Softly puts it into the net.
Deflected away by Hedman. Saad trying to keep it alive. Hurdle just topping on. Smith will feed towards Hurdle. He's open. His shot and he scores! Feeding it in is Smith. That will do it for the penalty to Perbix. Golden Knights had one shot on the power play. Eichel lets it rip and scores! Eichel through center, got around Rossi. Eichel pulls up, snaps it across for Theodore. His centering pass, blocked in front. Loose puck, Eichel scores! His pass picked out of the air though by Zuccarello, but Hanifin gets it right back. Cutting into the Minnesota zone. Hanifin a chance, put it over the net. And a backhand score! What a play by Brett Howden! So the Golden Knights up 2-1 and a chance to pad the lead. Eichel, wrist shot, score! Off the post and in!
They got St. Louis right behind them now. We're winning 5-1, I believe, in their game against Montreal.
Eichel up ice with Barbashev. Eichel for the hat trick and he scores! Jack Eichel with his 5th career hat trick! Eichel in behind the net. Barbashev cross to Stone. Put it on net and he scores! Stone in deep. Carlson, Hanifin around the horn. Dorofeev scores! On the one-timer! On the power play! Donato passing in the middle, picked off by Stone. Stone able to feed it out. Howden racing after it for the empty net and he scores! Hitting Eichel in stride, driving wide on Blankenberg, but then lost it. Gets it back to Stone. Theodore, long one-timer, blocked down in front, second chance, score! Jack Eichel jams it in! Kicks around towards Waugh, but getting there first was Shea, can't clear. Waugh with it, moves it in the middle, Olsen a rush shot. Save made by Allen, and puck loose, score! Riley Smith jams it home! His first since coming back to Vegas! Theodore and McNabb are the defense pair for Vegas. Puck loose, Theodore moves it for Eichel. Up ahead to Howden. Howden up ice looking for the empty net, and he scores!
Good defensive play by Benoit. And now a steal, and Marner's got a break. Gudas trying to catch up. Marner scores! Breakaway goal for Mitch Marner.
Works his way loose. Korczak. Back to Dorofeev, rolling out high. Long wrist shot, score!
Here's Tanev to Matthews off the boards. Shot up, traffic scores! Mitch Marner!
Saad to Dorofeev with Howden on the rush, and Theodore joining. Theodore down the middle. Dorofeev cutting in front, backhand score! Theodore out high. Around the horn of McNabb with room. His shot save Wolf. Rebound to Olofsson. Now Theodore with a wrist shot. Tap score! Riley Smith on the deflection. Shea Theodore picks his way up the ice. Riley Smith breaking in down the wing. Gonna put it between the legs in deep. Now center it! Score! Riley Smith banked it in from below the goal line for the overtime game winner.
Mark Stone moves it on the entry. Barbashev backhand score! Simply beautiful. Arister got blocked, swallowed up by Theodore, hacked away by Smith from Makar on the pickpocket. Riley Smith on the move, feeds it across. Carlson scores! And now loose at the half wall. Malinsky poked it away. Smith won it back. Here's Carlson. Backhand feed. Trying to set up Victor Olofsson. McNabb, Arister, score!
Play up on the wing, but you're right. Gensel looking like his wife is going to have a baby is absent. That's a big break for the Leafs.
Knocked down by Matthews. Here's Mitch Marner. Scores! Marner a minute 13 in.
Thought he had some room on the glove side of Hill. Howden leads the Golden Knights on the move. Driving wide. Center net. Barbashev scores! Stevenson taken away at the line. Smith on the move for the VGK. Driving wide. Off to Carlson. Score!
And Suzuki stuck back behind the play. 3-on-2. Here's Marner. Scores! Game winner! Mitch Marner!
Pearson into the offensive zone. Has a little space. Driving wide. Shea with an eye on him. Finds McNabb around. Here's Howden. Scores! Oh, a better time. Stone feeds it across. Riley Smith. Whitecloud around. Hannafin lets it up. Score! Howden looking to clear it. Waugh has it. And he gets it out. Trickling into the Nashville zone. Barbashev for the empty netter.
On the rebound, Matthews flipped it back in front. Lukin had lost track of it for a moment. Here's Matthews back with it. Back in front, they score! Mitch Marner's got his 100th point. And the Leafs have a 2-0 lead.
And that's something we've talked about all season long. Bruce Cassidy has their ability to win different ways.
You know, different flashpoints over the course of a long season. But that save by Schmidt. Puck tipped here, score! Dorofeev threw it down low. Look like Brandon Saad, man, tipped that. Now that half a minute to go in the first. Saad driving in behind the net. Throws it down low, tap, score! Tomas Hertl! Adam Klapkos had a surge here late in the season. He's had 5 of his 6 goals this year. Saad put it towards the net, it's loose, scores and in!
Talk a lot about the scratches here for Vegas. Elias Pettersson out of the lineup. Here's Dorofeev once again, he scores!
One of the best in the league. So, there
shot,
is.
tip, score, Eichel. Entertaining play. Rivalries that have kind of developed. Schmidt hits the target. Empty netter to put this one away.
Giroux sets the line. Jensen ready to bump it back. Ahead, lead. Home free. Mitch Marner scores!
Certainly a lot of experience. San Jose, 69 games, 25 goals.
Strangelo's wrist shot blocked by Faber. Hertl picks his pocket and scores! Tomas Hertl goes upstairs for the 1 for 18 over their final 9, but they were dynamite all season long. Here's Theodore off the draw. Off the door, and he scores! 5 seconds into the power play! Long wrist shot tipped wide. Eriksson Ek was down low.
Well, they went off Pietrangelo in front.
Back the other way, Waugh leads the charge. Howden to the net, scores! Sends it in deep. Howden back to get it. Puck loose on the boards. Howden has it, empty net, big scores! The Knights have landed the last 6 shots. Theodore swings it up ahead to Barbashev. 3-on-3 they come. Out high wall looking, trying to cut through. Loose puck. Score! Noah Hannafin walking down the slot. Saad cutting down the wing. Bogosian forces him around the net. Saad has it. Petrangelo swoops in to get it. Driving it in center to score! Tomas Hertl tips it home on a terrific setup from Alex Petrangelo. Snaps it in the middle, out of the way by White Cloud, and Smith moves it out. Carlson up ice where Smith coming short-handed. Carlson to Smith, backhand score! Riley Smith short-handed. Puck loose on the wall, good keeping by Barbashev. Theodore out at the point, walks it out high, his shot, score! Jay Theodore on the power play. Hertl, Stone, and Howden, the trio now. Stone on the boards. Couple of steps, feeds it down low, score! Hertl was in a battle in front with Hartman. In game 3, with a steal, Smith. Smith looking to move it in down low, center to Middleton, blocks it. It's loose in the crease, score! Ivan Barbashev puts it home. The Golden Knights win to tie the series. Boldy and around to Kaprizov into the middle. Eichel reads it, and he'll pick it off and skate it out. Up ice. Eichel trying to cut his way to the net, and Carlson scores! What a setup! Eichel looking to break. Driving wide. Pulls up, little self-pass in the corner. Out high, it's Stone with a drive, and he scores! Battle behind the net. Howden in the mix. Polisar there too. Haig works it down. Pearson trying to find out, and he scores! Brett Howden wins the game, and the Golden Knights lead the series 3 games to 2. Theodore straight away. Olofsson holding. Back to Theodore again. Theodore with a wrist shot, and he scores! Pass to Eichel, and now McNabb to Stone, and the Golden Knights up ice. Stone with a soft feed. Eichel skating into it. Eichel has a step, and he scores! Jack Eichel. Boldy slid to cut it off. Eichel looked like he had trouble handling it. McNabb looking to center it. Batted in by Stone. He scores! What a play by Stone from McNabb, and the Golden Knights are up 2 with 3:58 left.
So this is a good power play when it gets a chance to operate. And here's Shea Theodore. To Olofsson and back to Theodore, who quarterbacks. Wrist shot. Score! As this doubleheader of playoff hockey tonight on ESPN, obviously off to a terrific start already. Mark Stone shoots. Scores! He's got a pair! And it's a 2-0 Vegas lead.
Florida Panthers who get back on even terms. So each team's had a lead in the game. 2 for Florida, 1 for Toronto. Scores! And the Leafs have another lead!
All the way down to Jack Eichel. Eichel holds. Faces the net. Shoots. Score! Looked like it was deflected by Carlson. An answer for the...
So Watt gets his second of the postseason. Haig gets the assist. Here's Riley Smith darting into the backhand. Scores! Wow, Vegas with 2 goals in 54 seconds. Carlson dances by Janmark. Carlson, give and go, scores! William Carlson. And Vegas takes their first lead of the hockey game with their 3rd consecutive goal. There's nobody to help him. A centering feed. Here's Riley Smith. Wade shoots, hit the post! He hit the post at the buzzer!
It went off the camera in the middle of the net.
It went off Draisaitl's stick.
And then off the camera there.
After
oh my, it's a goal.
At 0.4, the puck completely crossed the line. Goal.
Wow.
You believe that?
Wow. Riley Smith.